So, welcome everybody. I am Trish Pellin from Australian Hypnosis Conference, and I'm talking to Olivia today. Now, you must admit, I have to say, I'm a bit of a fangirl of Olivia. Okay, not some bias going on here, but Olivia teaches therapists, works with a lot of kids in her clinic. And today I should say at the conference, she's going to be talking about how to start your hypnosis practice while working with children. So, Olivia, how did you get to work with children? Because I know I see children and I'm a therapist and I freak out and I'm like, oh no, what do I do? How did you get to start working with children, like that being your go-to?
Yeah, it happened because I work with a lot of adults, but my children are very young and they were in primary school. And when the parents found out what I actually did for a living, they were so intrigued and go, "Oh wow, you work with anxiety and phobias with adults. Can you do that for kids?" And I said, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah.
And that's when it started. And my daughter was only prep or grade 1 at that point. And she's now grade 4. So I've been doing kids for quite a few years now. But that's how it started. It was just there was a need for it, and it was an alternative to psychology and psychologist appointments. And they just said, "Well, can you please just have a go with my kid?" And I found they're just a lot easier to work with because they just tap right into that creative, imaginative part. So they're so much easier to work with and so much more fun than adults, providing you like kids, of course.
And in saying that, with the little ones, I call them little ones, I admit, but with the little ones, it's also helping them as future adults. Would you say that?
Absolutely. And I always say to them, I said, "You are so lucky learning these skills now because I teach them to adults and it takes so much longer to learn than you, and you can use this forever." And they're like, "Whoa," because I also have worked with many sports people and celebrities. And when they find that out, they're like, "Oh, no way." And they're thrilled and they've got that tool in their pocket forever. So imagine we could learn all the tools we learn as adults to take care of our mental health, but learning them at age 6 and 7.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. And like you're about the same age as me. And we come from a very different time back when we were kids. My family was the whole like break your back for your job and all that sort of personality sort of thing. And I remember I very rarely had any days off school because, it was like, nah, suck it up, get over it. And I can only imagine what it'd be like to work with someone like you as a child and have those better resources later on in life.
Yeah, and a lot of them don't want their sessions to end, and they ask their parents, "Can I come back?" It's fun. And yeah, I mean, I think the thought of, drink a cup of concrete and harden up, go to school has really changed.
Yeah, thank gosh. Ooh.
Because our parents came from, I suppose, a time when it was all in behavioural still. That's what they're looking at. It was a behaviour sort of model, where now it's shifting.
Yeah.
And kids aren't, I suppose, penalised for having days off, whereas we used to get in a lot of trouble if we had sick days.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, didn't we? So that doesn't seem to happen now. And there seems to be more awards for things like kindness and giving and gratefulness. So the schools are catching on, and a lot of them also use the Resilience Project and things like that. And I really hone in on those kinds of mindful, processes and programs, as well as using the creative hypnotherapy, I suppose, part of it. It does look different though with kids. So children's hypnosis, I do have to explain to parents, looks completely different.
Yeah.
A lot of parents may have had hypnosis and they want somebody in a chair closing their eyes. I mean, you cannot get a 5 or 6-year-old in a chair.
It's like, good luck with that.
I mean, I've got 2 kids. One's got ADHD, right? They don't sit. I mean, they roll over the floor and they're jumping up and down, and we do lots of craft, lots of movement, lots of hand stuff, lots of bilateral stimulation. I kind of pop everything in there because I'm very much a science nerd. So I look at neuroplasticity and their brains are growing, and let's start moving and using both hemispheres. So it's just, I kind of encompass all modalities that are going to work. So some of it might look a bit like art therapy or a bit like OT, but it's got the hypnosis and the suggestive language in there as well. So I just pop the whole lot in there, and the results are just astounding.
Amazing. I love it. Honestly, I love hearing all of your stories. So everybody, please register for the Australian Hypnosis Conference and pop on into Olivia's talk, because it is specifically about getting your practice started. So please pop on in and connect with her, because she's absolutely amazing. And Olivia also has a book on her webpage about anxiety as well. So jump onto that. The link will be in the description. So that's Olivia Walford, everybody. Please jump onto the Australian Hypnosis Conference and we'll see you there.
Bye. Thank you.
See ya.